Okay, well, today is officially my last day here, not just in Mexico City, but in Mexico in general. So I have a flight at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning with this football. And yeah, so I just wanted to do a quick video on, maybe I haven't thought of a good title yet, but we'll just say my final thoughts on Mexico in general. First off, I want to start off with Mexico City before I do Mexico in general, but Mexico City is probably one of the best cities I've ever lived in the past, if not the best. I mean, the weather here is incredible. The city's affordable, even in the nicer parts where I lived out here in Condesa. The people are super friendly. There's a lot of people here who speak English as well, which is helpful if you're not fluent, which I'm not, but I can at least get around with my Spanish. There's tons of Spanish schools. The food obviously is incredible. We're actually sitting here at one of my favorite restaurants right now for one of the last times, and it's a really good international city. There's a lot of people from a lot of places that's here. So if you are making your first trip to a Latin American country to live, I highly recommend maybe starting off in Mexico City. I think it's a good bridge into some of the definitely more Latin cities. Like if you plan on going to Colombia or Peru or even Argentina, something like that, you may want to stop in Mexico, particularly Mexico City first, to kind of get acclimated to the Latin American lifestyle. But yeah, the city's given me a lot. It's a very convenient place to live because of Uber Eats, Rappi, all the ride shares like the Uber bikes they have here, EcoBC, the public transportation is great. The metro works great. I mean, there's just a lot to like about the city. In terms of other places in Mexico, I've had an opportunity. This is Luisa. And just for the other parts of Mexico that I've been to, I started off this trip, so I've been here a year in Mexico, but I started off this trip in Monterrey for a couple of months and had incredible views of the mountains. I'm still waiting to make a video on Monterrey, but I'm going to when I get back to the U.S. when I get some time to do some editing. But it was kind of weird too because it's so close to the U.S., but there's not a lot of gringos there, which is really strange. But super cool city, especially if you enjoy hiking. I definitely recommend going in the fall or in the spring when the weather's really nice. Let's see where else. I've been to, obviously Tulum, Cancun, and Playa del Carmen's a great area. There's a lot of Americans and Europeans there vacationing, and there's a pretty good expat community in Tulum now. I road trip to go pick up Bogey, my dog. I rented a car in Mexico City, drove all the way through Mexico to go get him in Alabama and brought him back, so I got to see San Miguel de Allende, La Piedad. I stopped, right outside of Monterrey again there, and then I went on another trip where I flew into Chihuahua, bussed into Ojinaga, and then walked across the border, walked back. So I got to do the northern part of Mexico. I got to backpack through Chihuahua, Delicias, and Torreon, which is really cool again because there's just not a lot of Americans there. People were very, very friendly and very interested on why I was there. So I thought that was really cool. And the only sunset in all of Mexico that rivals Acapulco, which I'll mention in a second, is probably the one in Torreon up by, I'm going to mess up the name, but I think it's Cristo de something or another, but it's the big Jesus statue. And I know I'm going to mess up, but it's Cristo de something. And so I finished my trip. If you watch some other videos in Acapulco had some of the most incredible sunsets I've ever seen. The cliffs that are going down to the water in the ocean are just, it's something that to me is one of the once in a lifetime top opportunities. I'm actually getting a burrito today. But yeah, it was just great. But my final thoughts on Mexico in general are just the people here have been super friendly. I think it's understated how friendly Mexicans are. There's plenty of places in the country, like especially here in central Mexico, that has some of the best weather of any place you're ever going to be. I mean, it hasn't rained here. I haven't seen rain in like 4 months, which is incredible because I obviously don't like the rain that much. Sorry, I had to pull my dog back. But overall, my experience in Mexico has been great. I've had some, a couple sketcy things that's happened along the way, but nothing I really couldn't handle. And anyway, things were just really, really great for me. Sorry, I got a lot going on right now. Sí, muchas gracias. But all in all, if you guys are thinking about maybe moving to Mexico, I definitely recommend watching my videos. There's a few other people who's been living in Mexico longer than me. You can check their stuff. I know the Kinetic, I hope I'm saying the right name, Kinetic Cannons are someone to follow, and also Tangerine Travelers. Anyway, but that's my take on Mexico. Like I said, I've had a great time here, and as soon as I got back to Mexico City from being in Acapulco, as cool as Acapulco was, I just really enjoyed my life and stuff here in Mexico City, and it's a great place if you're a traveler to live. Anyway, guys, any Mexicans that are watching this, thank you so much for sharing your country with me. I've enjoyed every minute of it, learning about the history between the Aztecs, the people that built Teotihuacan, and the Mayas, and then the modern history as well. It's been an absolute pleasure to me, and I definitely don't think this will be the last time I visit Mexico, but it'll definitely be the last time for a while. So anyway, again, thanks for sharing your country with me. I appreciate it. And if you guys enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to see more adventures, there'll be plenty more coming down the road. So take care.